A couple of weeks ago, we had with us Mark Burnett and Roma Downey, and they highlighted the upcoming 10-hour miniseries they've produced called The Bible, which will air on the History Channel on 5 consecutive Sunday nights in March, 2 hours per night, concluding on Easter Sunday. And during March on 100 Huntley Street, we will also have a major focus on this amazing, inspired, transformational bestseller of all time, the Bible. And one of the ways we'll feature it is through clips of a documentary that one of our Crossroads producers is currently working on. His name's Michael Wright, and he's on the line with us right now from New York City. Thanks for talking with us, Mike.
Hey, good morning, Ron. Great to be here.
Well, tell us what you're doing there in the Big Apple.
Well, we just arrived yesterday, and we've got an interview scheduled with a journalist by the name of A.J. Jacobs, who wrote a book, interestingly, called The Year of Living Biblically. And basically what he wanted to do was to challenge himself to actually live the Bible for a year and see what the results would be. He's kind of one of these guys that likes to make his life an experiment. He's written a few books like this, and so I'm really interested to see what he says about how his journey went, living a whole year biblically to the letter of the law, literally. So it should be hopefully it'll have a little bit of a fun element to it, but
right.
I know from reading some of his book, it's going to be he's got some interesting insights.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now, with a topic as big as the Bible, I'm sure there's a lot of directions you could go with in the documentary. What kind of other topics are you going to be focusing on?
Well, I want to see. Obviously, the Bible is the bestseller of all time, but I want to see. Dig into its origins. Is the Bible a reliable book? Talk about its contents, how it's been interpreted throughout the years. Look at, is it relevant in today's culture? Talk about its role in today's culture. Look at all kinds of hot-button issues that people might dismiss the Bible. Things like, is it racist or sexist? And so I'm talking to a lot of interesting people who have a really good insight on it. So there's a lot to dig into, as you said, Ron, and I'm hoping to get not only a broad cross-section of thoughts on this, but hopefully some compelling things that will interest people.
Right. Well, who are some of the people then you're interviewing, besides this gentleman there in New York who tried living out the Bible?
Well, we just spoke with Dr. Tony Campolo recently, a couple of days ago, and Tony's been on the program. The viewers are probably quite familiar with him. We talked to a couple of Old Testament and New Testament scholars, Dr. David Lamb and his wife, who were really an interesting couple. Both of them are so passionate about the Bible. In the past, we've talked to Mark Burnett, the reality TV producer, who, as you mentioned earlier, is producing this mini-series on the Bible, and his wife, Roma Downey. And, of course, Dr. Craig Evans, who is one of the world-renowned scholars who's, from Canada. He had incredible insights into the Bible. When I was listening to him, I just thought, I need to take his class. I mean, this guy has so much to say. So,
in fact,
some of the people that we've lined up.
Yeah. In fact, Dr. Craig Evans is, on behalf of Crossroads, he has written a book that we'll be making available in March, so I'll just kind of tease that for our viewing audience you can look forward to, and it's called The Bible and You. In fact, the documentary you're working on is also of the same title, because it'll kind of be a companion for each other, just helping us to have a general and deeper understanding of the Bible, not just for ourselves, so that we can share it with others as well. Now, Mike, what do you hope people will come away with after watching this documentary?
I think, for those that are already reading the Bible, and maybe they don't dig in enough, I would hope to present an aspect of the Bible that gives them a deeper appreciation for its origins and the fact that it's had such an incredible impact on society throughout the ages. And for those that don't believe, I would hope that by watching this documentary, they wouldn't dismiss it. When you hear people like the gentleman I'm going to interview this morning talk about how, when he went and lived, literally living the Bible, just from what I've read, he actually came away from that really transformed in some ways. Like he saw that, to actually love your neighbor has a positive effect on his life. So, you know, when you actually dig into the Bible, you know, there's a lot there. So hopefully those that have no idea of what it's about will perhaps read it and read it in community. You know, if
Right.
you can find a church and people that can lead them along the way, you know, it could be something that can be really fruitful for their lives.
Well, that's tremendous, Mike, and we'll be showing some clips during March on 100 Huntley Street, but people can watch the documentary in one sitting on Saturday, March the 30th, from 9 to 10 p.m. on CTS. That's Easter weekend. So thanks, Mike, for checking in with us, and God bless you as you continue to get that documentary pulled together.
Thanks, Ron. Appreciate it.
All right.